So now that we've successfully dropped a video on the best power so far, I thought it would be cool to help you guys out with the best allies and which ones you should prioritize for your role. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the best allies for tank, trolls, healers, and DPS. Also, before I start, keep in mind some of these allies I'm going to be mentioning more than once, and that should pretty much tell you how good they are. Unfortunately though, if you did miss out on obtaining any of these allies, then that's okay. Right now in the game's current state, it's on a constant flux of change. So you never know, they might just add another ally that should be good, and hopefully this time you guys don't miss out. Now, if you enjoy videos like these and want to see more, then don't forget to click the like button, comment your favorite allies down below, and subscribe if you're new. Let's do this. Let's start with tanks. For your combat ally, you should have Static Shock. Now, Static Shock is actually a really good combat ally for tanks because of his ability, which gives you a 30% damage reduction shield when he activates. So not only is he doing damage to enemies, he's also helping you increase your survivability during fights. For your support allies, you're looking at Superman and future Lex Luthor. For Superman, he has a passive ability called Inspiring Breakout that gives you and your group a 30% damage reduction shield when you use a breakout ability. For future Lex, his Exobyte Overdrive passive increases your dominance, restoration, vitalization, and defense by 15% when your health drops below 50%. I personally think this is a really good benefit since it does give you a massive stat boost exactly when you need it most. So when you combine all three, you pretty much get a setup that gives you extra damage, multiple defense buffs, and emergency stat boost when your health drops, which makes it one of the most well-rounded tank ally combinations you can run. Now, there are a few honorable mentions for allies like Shazam as a combat ally utilizing his Bolt of Zeus passive, Poison Ivy as a support ally with Toxic Touch. We also have Batman Who Laughs as another support ally with his Luck of Draw passive, and lastly, another good one would be Reverse Flash as a support ally with his Hot Foot passive. These allies can still work well depending on your playstyle or build, but the combo I showed earlier is still the one I recommend starting off with. Next up, we have controllers, also known as trolls. For the ally combo I would recommend you running right now if you're a buff troll is John Constantine for your combat ally. Now, this isn't that big of a shocker because as a combat ally, his ability doesn't just do damage, but he also gives you and your group a defense, might, and precision buff. So unfortunately, if you were one of those people who just did not get John Constantine while he was available, it is a huge miss, and I'm really hoping that one day they would re-release him, just because I would recommend John Constantine for literally every role. He's just that good. For your support allies, I would have General Zod with Phantom Zone Touch and John Stewart with Enduring Will. I've said this so many times, John Stewart is a must-have if you are a troll, period. He makes elite runs so much easier, replacing your regular supercharged shield with a stronger hard light shield. And I would know, because I was definitely one of those people who were skeptical about the whole John Stewart thing, but the moment I got him, boy, there was a difference. And as of right now, the direction that the game is going, a lot of players are recognizing more power trolls now rather than just asking for buff trolls, which I think is actually really cool because I do personally like power trolling myself. So for the allies, if you guys are gonna go ahead and power troll, just get General Zod out of there and replace him with Cyborg. And Cyborg's all your base passive helps a lot with a 35% power regen buff as long as your generator mods are above 50%. So whether you're a buff troll or a power troll, the combination of these three allies is very strong. Now, some honorable mentions in case you don't have any of these maxed out or just at all. I definitely recommend Death Metal Batman for extra combat damage, the Oracle bot, which helps with power regeneration, the House of Legends bot, which restores power every time you stun, and Nubia, who can give you additional combat support. So for healers, the most known allies for this combination would of course be John Constantine as your combat ally, and then for your supports, we have Black Adam with the Strength of Amun, and Flash with his Walk It Off passive. Some honorable mentions include Shazam, Poison Ivy, and Batman Who Laughs, who does provide random stat buffs during combat. These ones in particular are some other strong alternatives that other players do to you. Lastly, we have DPS. Now, recently I did have the pleasure on switching from tanking to DPS, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard to get into. And it's not because it's like hard to understand or get used to, it's literally because it does cost a lot of time and effort, man. I mean, the amount of iconics I needed to grind for and buy just to stay close to other DPS players on the leaderboard, it's a lot, and it does take a lot of commitment, okay? So take it from a guy who just became DPS, and mind you, I've never really DPS'd a day in my life in DCUO like that. So now that I am this role, I can say iconics is 100% needed. That being said, the best DPS combo that you can use right now is John Constantine for your combat ally, Starfire, and Flash for your support. Now, Flash does help build your supercharge faster with the Walk It Off passive, and Starfire's Tamron technique gives you an 8% might buff after using a weapon buff. So that's very helpful, especially if you're water. For some other alternatives that you guys can use is Superboy. He does a really good amount of AoE damage, that's great, and Crypto is still a solid choice with a single target damage. He's probably the easiest ally that you can get, so if you're a beginner, just grab Crypto for now. So after all of this, I'm sure you guys noticed that I haven't talked about the whole battle rolls thing, and that's just because I don't do any battle rolls, but I'm sure with all the allies that I mentioned, you could do a very good combination with it. I'm just not sure which one you guys should have. But one day I will do battle tanking. I think that one right now is catching my attention for sure. And that's pretty much what I have for today's video. Let me know what you guys think on the comment section below. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.